Good afternoon.
Nikita Lewis.
Hi, I see that you are interested in a teaching position here at Bowling Green State University.
Yes, I am.
And do you have an extra resume?
I do. Here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Thank you. Doing well, thank you. First, what I want to do is to establish some preliminary questions here in our interview for this teaching position here. First, though, I just want to ask you, thank you for coming in and taking the time.
You're welcome.
To show your interest here at Bowling Green. But first, let's get a few questions here.
Okay.
Why did you want to attend graduate school for the instructional technology?
I've really been inspired to teach throughout my whole life. My mom is a teacher, my dad works for OSHA, and he is an instructional teacher in the actual field instead of being a college teacher. And I just really enjoyed growing up learning a lot of different aspects of teaching and knowing that it was really a passion of mine. But when growing up, I really realized that I wasn't very keen on one specific subject in school, except for design and the instructional technology part of it. So I decided to double dip on doing what I loved as in design when also teaching. So I decided I wanted to attend grad school for instructional technology, so I was able to combine two of my favorite loves into one.
Okay, thank you. Next, who inspired you to become a teacher?
First of all, it was my mom. I just really loved the passion every time she came home to show that how much she loved her students. She loved watching them succeed, and I just thought it was a really great feeling because her being a teacher, even with her being my mom, I just really saw how she inspired me to want to motivate other people, and you know, when other people succeed, you succeed. And then when I got to college, it really solidified my passion from my teachers in the VCT program. I just really love them. I think they're very inspiring, and to talk to them, they're just so open to the idea of becoming a teacher, and they're also passionate, and it just really got me interested and more involved in what I wanted to do.
Okay, thank you. Another one here. What type of classes do you want to take or to teach?
I want to take various classes, especially throughout my graduate program, and I love to learn. I don't really think that you can learn enough. I think that everybody learns every day, especially within technology. For the classes I want to teach, in my undergrad, I specified in print and interactive media, but I really did like the base level classes, my VCT 1030 and my VCT 1040, which were all for freshman, sophomore students to take, and it was just a base level class that taught you multiple things to get you prepared for the print, interactive, photography, and video classes that you would take later on in your VCT career. So I just really like those classes because I like to see everybody come in at different levels, especially since I did take multiple classes within my high school career, that even though I came in at a higher level, I loved seeing those students who maybe didn't have that chance be able to be pushed and by our teachers so they were able to catch up to the speed that we were at. So I just really love seeing the students learn and succeed in that sense of being able to catch them up to have a quota. So I just really like the idea of taking freshmen, especially like I said in those 1030, 1040 classes, to be able to, you know, get them up to par and, you know, get them really passionate about what they want to do, and, you know, help them when they have to matriculate into a specific field within the VCT program to be able to know exactly what they want to do, because I think you really have to be passionate about what you do. So freshmen are like sponges, you know, they absorb everything you say, so you really have to get them reeled in to keep them in your program. And I just really think that that first teacher that you meet within those ones really determines what you do in college.
Okay. Now, based off of your past experiences in other jobs, the classes you have taken in the field you're looking to be in and want to teach, how do you feel, or should I say, what do you feel you have in your teaching, and what will you bring to the students that you do teach?
I definitely think I would bring motivation and compassion. Throughout college, I've been really involved in a lot of different things, from honor societies to my actual Panhellenic sorority, to just being involved around campus in UAO, other organizations, University Activities Organization. and just really being involved. So I think that motivation is one of the key aspects of going to college. I think you really have to be motivated to what you want to do, because being in college, you really have to learn the difference between, not even the difference, but the balance between a social life and an educational life. So I just really think that bringing motivation to your students is very important, because you need to keep them motivated to graduate, because once they graduate, they're going to realize that, you know what, if I would have veered off the path, you know, maybe they wouldn't have made it there, or they wouldn't have gone to school what they wanted to go for. And for passion, I'm just really passionate about what I do. I really, like I said, I love teaching. I've been with it from a very young age. I used to help my mom grade papers. I really enjoyed it. And I just hope that my passion rubs off onto other people, especially my students, because if you're not passionate about what you do, why are you doing it? Because if there's something else that you're more passionate about, I just personally agree, as being, you know, both growing up from a teacher aspect and then just being like a good friend or a, you know, good role model. I think that if you are really, really passionate about something, that's what you should do, because every morning you're going to be able to wake up and say, this is what I want to do in my life. And, you know, it's easier to get through the days doing something that you're passionate about than something that you dread.
Now, yeah, to elaborate more on that, some of your job experience that I've seen here in your resume, what do you think you might kind of throw that experience in part of your teaching to your students? The real world that you've had experience in this field, how does that help you bring that to your teaching?
I think it just helps by letting students know that, you know, college really does prepare you for the real world. You know, in VCT you do have to have 3 co-ops to graduate, so I really think that is very important, because, you know, as a teacher you can preach so much to your students, but, you know, as being a student once, you don't really believe everything, you know, they say and things like that. So I just think that by being able to give examples of, like, one time my boss said this, or one time this happened and this is how I handled it, I think just really, you know, gets their minds going of, hey, this could actually happen to me. Or even in the bad aspects of, you know, copyright issues and getting into law, and just having that whole idea of, you know, sometimes things couldn't go your way. I think that just by being able to give an example could really explain to them that it's not just a made-up story. It's something that could actually happen, and they need to take it into a real consideration when they get out of college, and even in college, especially with even social life. Just by being, you know, a mentor to them, just by sitting there and saying, hey, you know what, I've been here too. I understand how hard it is to balance classes. I understand how hard it is to, you know, have to give up social time with your friends to be able to study. But graduating, you know, with a 3.8 is going to mean so much more to somebody who especially wants to further their career than sitting there with a 2.0.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, thank you. Now, in your opinion, what do you think are the qualities that you feel make up a good teacher? What qualities do you think that help someone become a teacher, or what qualities do they already possess, a person to become a teacher?
One of my main qualities that I think make a good teacher is definitely determination. And the reason why is because I think you have to be determined to be able to sit down every day, teach these kids, have to understand these kids. You know, you really have to be a determined person to sit there and say, hey, you know, this person's having trouble, and you can't judge them for that either. You have to be very open-minded and, in a sense, loving too, because you have to realize when people go away to college, they don't always have their parents. When somebody has a breakdown, you may be the first person they go to, especially if you're going to become a advisor, or, you know, like I said, even like a mentor. You know, you really need to be open-minded to those people and understanding, because you don't know where they came from and you don't know what background they have. You know, somebody could come from a dad who owns a photography company. Well, you know, that's different from somebody who may have come from a family who doesn't have any, you know, background of technology, or, you know, somebody who maybe, you know, had parents who were doctors, you know, who really don't know much about this kind of field. So I just think determination's a really big one, because like I said, you have to be determined to get in every day, teach these kids, while also being open-minded to who you're talking to and how you need to teach them, and also be very caring and loving, in the sense of, you know, you do determine a stature between student and teacher, but like I said, you know, they don't always have their parents, they don't always have somebody to come and talk to, you know, or somebody who maybe doesn't have a good relationship with their parents. I just think you really need to be that guide throughout college to sit there and be able to say, hey, you know what, you can do this. I'll be here to help you. If you come to me, I'm here. And I just think those are some good qualities that make up a good teacher.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming in this afternoon
Thank you.
and showing your interest here as for a teaching position here at Bowling Green. And any other questions or anything? Do you have anything?
Yeah, I actually just have one question. When do you think you'll fulfill the position?
We do have some other candidates that we are looking at, but what I would like to do is to look at a little bit more further here, discuss, kind of go over the answers you give me and review your resume a little bit more in detail. But we are looking to hopefully get the interviews completed by the end of this week, and hopefully within the next week or so, we will give contact to those who we would like to come back in for follow-up interviews, second interview, and to proceed and hopefully within a month or so to have the position filled.
Okay, and just one more thing, I just want to let you know that feel free to contact me if you ever come up with any questions on my resume. I'd be more than happy to elaborate on anything that you have any questions on, or if you need any more information from one of my references or anything like that, feel free to just let me know and I'll get in contact.
Okay, well thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you so much, I greatly appreciate the
Thank you.
chance. Thank you.